Okay, so a lot of time has passed since the last video, and a lot of progress has been made on the engine because the problem was is this little gear was way in the back there where that little circle is, that gear. Now the problem was it was being held on by this little clip, and said little clip we couldn't get out. So after buying some like pick thingies and using some other tools, we finally managed to get it out. It took about a week to get that pin out. It's way more of a pain than we expected. So this is the engine on the inside. Now that I took out that extra gear, I cleaned out the inside, but a problem was when I was sealing the hole, a bolt fell into the flywheel. So now to get the flywheel nut off thing, we gotta do a lot of stuff with the pull starter, which is extremely frustrating because I really don't want to do that. Overall though, another thing that happened was this is a camshaft, this bolt thingy. Hold on, let me move this. So this thing right here, this bolt, this gear, sorry, and it. It's hard. Let me see if I can get the camera to see it. Okay, yeah, no, it's not gonna focus. But basically, there are these little rods that run from like here all the way up to in here, which is where the valves are. And those rods fell out, and it was like impossible to put them back in. So I had to do a lot of work with that and a lot of fiddling to get it to go in. But now it should be about ready to close. I just got to put the gasket on and do some other little stuff, and hopefully it should run. I have to redo a lot of stuff. Right now the gas tank is just picked up. That's where the governor arm used to sit, which is the gear that I took out of there. So that'll make it so it can rev from compared to 3,500 RPM to 5,000. So, but the only problem is now it can explode, but it's fine because you just don't. But just a brief explanation of how this engine works. Well, you pull it with that and that with the pull start, and that spins the crank. The crank has weights on it, and that's what keeps it spinning. It's just momentum. So it spins, and that spins this gear right here, which is the camshaft, which has little knobs on it that I can't show you. Actually, yes, no. I would show you what a camshaft would look like on that engine, but I'd have to take off another cover, and I don't really want to do that. So basically, it's got little like lobes on it that hits the push rods at the top, which opens and closes the valves. And it's timed by these little notches right here, so they spin at the right time so that it opens everything right. So that'll spin that, it'll control that, and then there's a flywheel, and the flywheel is like a magnetic disc that is back there that spins at the same time as this, and it works like an electrical generator, and it spins around with coiled magnets and creates a charge. It fills up a capacitor, and it discharges to the spark plug, which sparks at the right time. So then you have combustion, which will blow the piston back, spin this, and then it'll go forward, push the exhaust gases out, and open the exhaust valve. And then once that happens, it'll go back again. The piston will go back again and suck in air through the carburetor over there. And it'll just use that vacuum through a bunch of little ports to suck in air and gasoline into there. And then it'll go forward, compress the whole mixture, and it'll detonate with the charge from there, the spark. So that's generally how it'll work. The intake valve will open, by the way. I forgot to mention that. But yeah, so that's pretty much how it works. So all that's left to do, because I had to spend a lot of time cleaning all the little debris out of it, cleaning everything, making sure, because any little piece of dust that gets in these gears can mess them up over time. So I tried my best to get them clean as possible. I know there's probably still some stuff in there, but I did the best I could. So I got to get this on, which is like a gasket. It's just like a piece of cardboard, kind of compresses and heats up, and it holds the whole thing together and makes sure that no oil leaks out of it, and does some other stuff too. So I just have to close it up, and hopefully it'll run. Otherwise, I'll have to do a lot of troubleshooting. But I mean, I haven't done anything that should cause it to not run, because so far the only modifications I've made were I changed the jet size, which is the size of the hole that the vacuum sucks gasoline through. I made it bigger so it could suck more gasoline in, since I have more air coming in through what's going to be a bigger air filter there. So you have to adjust that mixture so it combusts right. Once that's done, though, I mean, yeah, all I did was took out the regulator, pretty much, the governor, which slows down the engine through the system of levers that I don't exactly understand. All I know is it doesn't need to be there. So took that whole system out, changed the jet, took the engine apart, gonna put it back together. Then I have to get that nut out of there, and hopefully, if all goes well, then should start, run, then I can work on that. I did a lot of work on the brake caliper, not brake caliper, the rotor, which is that disc, because it was painted before. So I had to do a lot of sanding, a lot of other stuff to try and get that to work. A lot of stuff has to go down, really, because I'm going to have to get a new cable to replace that one, because it's horrible. And then this cable has to be routed. My brake cable has to be routed and set up. I have my brake caliper right here, but I don't really... I don't have a way to open it, because I have to open it to put it on there first. Because these bolts that hold it together are way too tight. I can't undo them right now. So what I have to do is take an impact from my friend's house and open that. And once that is open, then I can use bolts and mount it over there. And then have the cable pull that little lever. And if all goes to plan, this thing should work. Alright, this is my check-in. I'll see you later.